What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anonymous Banker channel. We're doing a night session, my favorite sessions, while we wait for Thursday night football to come on. So, figured due to the the Halloween experience that's coming, we talk about due diligence. So, the shady in the background digging that underwriters like myself and other people do to make sure that you are good enough to get the money and get your project funded. So, first I want to talk a little bit about my background. So, I am or was a underwriter for roughly 10 years or so in the commercial space. So I did stuff as small as 10 grand. I did stuff as large as 4 or 500 million. So have a broad experience pool to draw from. And it's really pretty much all the same. Whether you're looking at little tiny deals, whether you're looking at huge deals, you're going to get the same level of due diligence for the most part when people like myself look into you, look into funding your project, and seeing if you are worthy enough to be welcomed into the gates of the bank. So, yeah, we're going to talk about some of the different things that I like to say and, focus on when we were doing this and let you know how thorough it is and the right approach. So, first, as I always used to call it, finding the bodies. Um, yeah, you're really the police. You're like the police. You're trying to find where clients may be hiding things. Is this person for real? What are the things that this client could be misleading us on? Are they fraudulent? Do they actually have a business? For example, one of the largest losses I've ever seen taken was when $25 million got up and left. It just disappeared. The client was down there. They were operating long-term client, and they disappeared with the money. And bye bye, there it goes. So when you're really getting into the beginning of this, you're trying to find the bodies. Is this person a good fit? Are they who they say they are, and will they do what you want them to do and what you really need them to do in order to keep the loan going and get repaid? Um, so kind of like investigating the mob, fun stuff. So again, going into the next topic here, we look at everything. So as an underwriter, uh, I'm given access through the bank and through third party services of everything. I can pull reports, I can Google search, you name it, I can see it. We're pulling credit too, so I can even look at it there as well. But I'm going to go through and dig into the weeds and find whatever I can to say no to you. That's really what my job is. Especially when you're dealing with a senior lender, which is a conventional bank. The deal underwrites itself. It's pretty straightforward. As I've said in previous videos, you have you'll have your primary source of repayment, which will be your cash flow. You'll have your secondary source of repayment, which will be some collateral or whatever the case may be. And then your tertiary source of repayment will be your personal guarantee. So typically they're going to paper pretty easily. Rarely are you ever going to have a deal that's tough to get through when they come to a conventional bank. So really, this is what kills a lot of deals. Something comes up that we didn't know. There's something in their past. There's reputation risk, which has been a big topic of the past few years. You see it with not doing the gun deals, not doing things of that nature. So, yeah, so we see everything and anything. There is services such as LexisNexis that will go through and pull all these reports, hundreds of pages, 200-page reports on companies that are relatively large, and the underwriter is tasked at going through the whole thing and figuring out, oh hey, this person got arrested. Oh hey, the business has delinquent accounts with some of their suppliers. Oh hey, um, something happened in the past that we didn't know about, and here it is magically appearing. Tax liens, you name it, it's on there. We see it, we know it, and we'll find it eventually. And it might not even be on the first go. You might get in to the lending relationship and the bank gives you money, but later on, someone else sees it who's more thorough And again, you're dealing with human beings here. They're not going to catch everything, but eventually they will catch something. And so I want to give you an example one time of a deal where I caught some people. So they were in the cell phone business. They were selling phones. They had, so they claimed, a bunch of T-Mobile stores. And I started looking around at it, and the financials didn't make sense. There was a bunch of irregularities. All the entities would change all the time. The statements wouldn't tie, meaning the numbers from last year wouldn't match to the numbers this year. All sorts of things. And so my red flags immediately go up. I start hunting around and digging around. Well, to make a long story short, how I busted them was I started looking into all their locations. And one of the locations happened to be down the street from my office. So I go walk over there, take a look, and it's a restaurant. And so, bang, I busted them. Then we went in and looked at their deposit information. And they were systematically keeping wire transfers and all that stuff below $10,000 so it wouldn't flag on the radar. And it was pretty clear and obvious what they were doing. And so, boom, number two. And then finally, we did some additional background checks, looked into them more, looked into their past, went more thorough, and the nail in the coffin, they were felons. So it might not be the first time, but it won't be the last time that you get looked at if you continue your banking relationship. So we look everywhere. Eventually someone finds it. Eventually you get a person on your deal that will dig it up if it's there. So again, I guess, so to respond to that, the biggest thing you can do is be upfront. I have done multiple deals with people who have gone bankrupt, who are felons, who have had a bad experience at another bank. You name it. As long as people are upfront with me and showed the proper character needed in order for me to get comfortable with it, most of the time I was willing to play ball. There was, of course, a few times where that's not the case, but they're very rare. Rarely will you ever hear of a story when you get to the conventional banking space that someone will say no. Like I said in the beginning of this video, you typically have all the boxes checked to get the loan approved, and it would be very difficult as long as you're upfront and show character, because it's all about showing character at that point, by being upfront that you can be trusted, you are who you say you are. And when I look at it and I see that your whole story matches up, all of a sudden I have some goodwill with you. You were open, honest, transparent enough with me to tell me who you really are, what you really got into in the past, and it matched up. Well, isn't that what banking all is? You tell me that you're going to be able to repay my loans and you do it. It's the same thing. So when it comes to due diligence, and this is across the board, no matter how small you are, again, like I said, no matter how big you are, same level of due diligence is going to take place. Maybe when you get up to the hundreds of millions of dollars, if you're in that loan space, they might even do a little bit more. But it's all the same. We're going to find it. Be upfront. Don't be a fool. Tell the truth. Even if it ends up killing your deals time and time again, there will be one person who will stand up for you and do it. It's just like it. America loves a second chance. We love to give people a second chance. We love to give everybody an opportunity for a comeback story. So, yeah, just wanted to take a few minutes, talk with you about the due diligence process. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to answer anything and tell you some more war stories about how I busted people. I can even do a special video on that one particular example, how I really went through, uh, found everything, went through the whole process, even used Pops on that one for a little bit of help on coming up with the strategy. So, but yeah, thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're up front moving forward. Like, subscribe, goes follow, do all that fun stuff, and yeah, appreciate it, and hope to see you back soon. Thanks.